It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, today is a Monday. That means it is a Metal Monday, and for the last time in 2025, this is our last Metal Monday of the year, y'all. We are going back to Iron Maiden for the second straight week. We are upping the irons, and we are listening to Side 2 of Live After Death, the band's classic live album from 1985. I am pumped to get to this. We heard Side 1 last week, and I've been looking forward to this big time Side 2 ever since. So let me set this up, y'all. Of course, Iron Maiden's been one of our favorite bands from the very, very beginning. And as I was getting ready to get through the end of this year, 2025, I wanted to get back to Iron Maiden one more time before we closed out the year. And I was thinking about moving on to the next album in their discography that we have not yet heard. We've gotten all the way through Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, right? And the album after that we're going to get to is called No Prayer for the Dying. It was released in October of 1990. Well, I decided instead of going on into the 1990s era of Iron Maiden, let's go back. Let's go back to the big live album that we missed from 1985, Live After Death. And y'all, we had a good time last week. We heard Churchill's speech, we heard Aces High, we heard 2 Minutes to Midnight, we heard The Trooper, Revelations, and Flight of Icarus. Big time first side of this four-sided album. And today, we ain't messing around. We are not messing around, y'all. We've got Rime of the Ancient Mariner, we've got Powerslave, and we've got The Number of the Beast. I mean, come on. We've got, up until just relatively recently, the longest song that the band ever recorded. And then we've got two back-to-back title tracks of really big-time classic albums from this band. So let's get to it, y'all. Waste no more time. Bruce Dickinson is on our vocals. Dave Murray and Adrian Smith are on guitars and backing vocals. Steve Harris is on the bass guitar and backing vocals. And Nico McBrain is on the drums. So with Rime of the Ancient Mariner, actually with all three of these songs, y'all, this is a rarity. It's rare that I hear the same title three different times on the channel. It's only happened a few times, and all of these three songs, this will be the third time that I've heard them on the channel. Okay? I think it's okay though, y'all, because I don't think I've heard these versions of the song yet. With Rime of the Ancient Mariner, I first heard it in January of 2021. It was one of our very first reactions out of the gate. And when we heard it, we heard the live version from the Flight 666 DVD. And then when we came back to the album version on Powerslave in June of 2024, we heard the studio version. So this version from 1985 is one that I don't think that I have heard yet. So let's dive into it. Of course, this is the band's retelling of the classic poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. And let's get into it, y'all. Let's learn a little history, shall we? Live After Death, Side 2 from Iron Maiden starts with Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Here we go.
And the moral of this story is this is what not to do if your bird shits on you. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner!
If your bird shits on you, don't do what you're about to hear. Good advice from Bruce. Wow, it's going quick. So we're at a wedding. Wow. There's a 6. There's a 7. using flat 6 and flat 7 like predominant and dominant harmonies. They're just alterations of it. So he's killed the bird of good omen. The shipmates don't like it. And when the fog clears, they justify him and make themselves a part of the crime. The albatross is pissed. So we start getting some bad luck via the curse from the albatross. What? Then the bird gets it. Now they're stuck. They're stuck at sea. There's no water to drink. So in the compound meter. Unbelievable vocals. She has no crew, she has no life. So it So the crew, they drop down dead. 200 men. She lets him live, her chosen one. Woo! Half step. So F sharp to A, then to E, up a half step to F, then G. That gets us back into straight E minor. Woo! Yeah. Now they're using a leading tone. Flat 6, regular 7 to 1. I think they go to the 4. Yeah. I remember. Augmented triads. Just interesting. It's like you're in a no-win situation. You have nowhere to go. An augmented triad is symmetrical. It's a major third this way, it's a major third that way.
Each turned his face with a ghastly pang, and ghastly with his eye. 4 times 50 living men, and I heard no sigh nor groan. With every thump, a lifeless lump, and they dropped down, one by one.
I think that's an actual quote from the poem. get a real sense of just kind of being marooned. The motion stops. We're dead in the water, y'all. Yeah, and that's minor. That's minor. So they're not doing all augmented chords. Yeah. Yeah, but interesting. That was B minor to D minor, not in the same key. Cool. Forget how they restart this. So they're in D right now. Think of metal bands as being fast and loud all the time. And this band defies that. Yeah, they're fast and loud, but that's not all that they're about. Big dominant, down to the A. So we stay in A and give its flat 6, flat 7, and 1. It's 5. So now we're in E. Different guitar solo. Same meter, same progression, it's just transposed to E minor now instead of A. Remember from last week, they didn't do much of any overdubs to clean this up, y'all. This is just Iron Maiden, the 5 of them, ripping it up live in concert. Back to this groove. Nightmare carries on. Curse is lifted. all the ghosts, they get freed and they go on, but the mariner is left alone. Ship, it sinks like lead into the sea, and the hermit shrieks the mariner of his sins. Above all things, it's a heck of a way to learn a lesson. Tale goes on and on and on, because we keep having to be retaught and retaught and retaught and retaught. It's just a fun listen, isn't it? It's got a little bit of everything in there. I decided to stop it because we need to talk about this before we move on to the next song. Holy cow. So after all of that, our mariner is left alive. And as they say, the reason is that he is bound to tell his story. He is bound to communicate what he has learned, to tell this tale wherever he goes, to teach God's word by his own example, that we must love all things that God made. And the wedding guest's a sad and wiser man. Sad and wiser. And the tale goes on and on and on. It's an amazing accomplishment. It really, really is. And it's hard to believe that it's on the exact same site of music that the title track, Powerslave, is on. And that's what we're going to come to next, y'all. I originally heard this song on the channel in December of 2021. And it was the video from this exact same concert. So it's been 4 years since I've heard this version of this song. And sadly, that video, because it used the video of the DVD version of that live concert, it got blocked after only being available for a few days. It's part of being on YouTube, I guess. But the audio only, I went back to the studio version last year when we heard the entire album. And I remember that being just a really fantastic experience. This song is about coming to grips with your own shortcomings, with your own mortality, to being reality checked a little bit. We're telling the story of a power-hungry pharaoh, and he's on his deathbed, and he's coming to grips with his own mortality. No, he is not an immortal god. He is just an exalted mortal, and he needs to figure out what that means for him. So let's get to the title track from what was their most recent album at the time. It's Powerslave, and it's Iron Maiden. Here we go. Cool. Oh. Gotta remember that little riff. Got a little bit of that Egyptian influence scale. Enter the risen Osiris. Risen again. Cool. 2 major chords, a major third away. I think. Last hour, I'm a slave to the power of death. So back where we started, I believe in A. They're using some of that flat 2 in there to introduce a little bit of that scale. He's a man and a god, and he will die too. It's like E, G sharp. I'm a god, why can't I live on? You're not a god, you can't live on. Still on that flat 6, flat 7. Steam down there. It's like a. I know the guitar's doing a cool riff, but listen, the bass is like doing a solo down there. Full segue. Set up another verse. Verse 3. Now I am cold, but a ghost lives in my veins. And if you open the gates of hell, I'll strike from the grave. Yeah, it's like 2 major chords. Implied major chords. That might just be bar chords. A major third apart. It gives us some chromaticism there. Power slave. On the nose. They got it. Yeah. Right. Flat 6. E. And they end in E. Oh, man!
Right into the number of the beast.
The devil sends the beast his wrath, because he knows the time is short.
He knows.
Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human. Its number is 666.
And then it goes into this. I remember. I just can't help it. It's when the Saints go marching in. But since it's in Mixolydian mode, it doesn't really work. You know?
In my own dreams, what the reflections of my Walkman staring back at me? 'Cause in my dreams, it's always there.
Dreams, it's always there.
In the face that twists my mind, brings me to despair.
If I remember right, the screen was kind of born out of frustration during the recording process from Bruce, and it ended up sticking. So flat 7, but the raised 6, because the D chord is major. Well, now they're using D minor. As soon as I say something, they change it up. And that lets them go to that 4, yeah, B flat to F. How about that? Just screaming guitar. guitars. Yeah, it keeps referencing the dream, and I want to come back to that. So they're using the lowered seventh, but the regular rest of the major scale. He's coming back. He's making some promises. I have the power to make my evil take its course. You know, this is a weird video because I've heard all three of these songs twice before, so my third time hearing them with ongoing intentional listening where I'm really trying to follow what they're doing harmonically and musically and catch as much as I can. And it's happened over a few years. And it's interesting, my memory of these songs, because I haven't gone back and listened to these songs casually often or at all, you know, because I've got a lot more other things to listen to on a daily basis. I tend to go back to some of my tried and true stuff that I listen to on my own time. And you know, as much as I listen to Iron Maiden and love Iron Maiden on the channel, it's not metal still isn't one of my casual ways to wind down my day when I'm listening to music. I'm a classical musician, trained that way. I still love to listen to it, y'all, and not lose that connection either. But my memory as I hear these, it's fascinating just being here to, you know, some of the riffs and the changes just pop right back in like, oh yeah, that's exactly how that went. And some of it's brand new, like I've never heard it before. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And especially what I forget is the actual structure of the pieces. How many uh, uh, times are they going to a verse versus a chorus? Is there a guitar solo here? Is what's the form? How are they moving and organizing the song? That's what I really forget. The themes, the sounds, the riffs, that stuff stays. And you can, oh yeah, it's like the song's calling card, right? But yeah, this last one here, the number of the beast, we heard it originally back in March of 2022 when the album was celebrating its 40th anniversary. And then we came back to the entire album this past June to catch all the songs. And, you know, I know that there are references to the Bible, to passages in Revelations, but as I've heard this now for a third time, and I was really on the lyrics this time, Steve has always contended that this song is about dealing with difficult visions and remembrances from dreaming, and that it's not about devil worship or anything overtly sinister. They're just borrowing on that lore to help set the stage of the stakes of the song, and it's really about your dreams, you know, and trying to make sense of them, or if they're really messing with you, trying to figure out how to get past them, you know. Verse 4, this can't go on, I must inform the law. Can this still be real or just some crazy dream? But I feel drawn towards the chanting hordes, seem to mesmerize, can't avoid the eyes. Yeah. That was so much fun. wasn't it? Really, really, really fun. A big time side of music. Whew. Yeah, so as we remember, this live album came out in 85, and it kind of, I mentioned this last week, it kind of coincides with this shift away from vinyl. Cassettes are already there, but the CD revolution is right there and starting. And this becomes one of the last great live albums of the vinyl dominated era. And as such, it's laid out originally in four conveniently, you know, um, laid out sides of music. And we've heard side 1 and side 2. So side 3, the next time that we come back, has Hallowed Be Thy Name, Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills, and Running Free. Running Free, that was another early one with Paul Di'Anno, I believe, right? Wrathchild on side 4, 22 Acacia Avenue, Children of the Damned, Die With Your Boots On, and then we conclude with Phantom of the Opera. That's going to be great, y'all. So here's the thing. This is our last regular Metal Monday of 2025. We've got 2 Mondays of the year left, but we're kind of taking some time off over the holidays. And if there's anything that we post, it'll be something a little bit different off the beaten path. We'll come back in 2026 rested and ready to go on Metal Mondays. And I do believe that as I start, if it's not the first thing I do, it'll be among the first things that I do, y'all, to finish up sides 3 and 4 of this great live album. But it's going to be next month before that happens. Until then, I wish y'all a great end of 2025, and I wish you happiness in the new year. Thanks for hanging out with me for Up in the Irons last week and this week. And Iron Maiden fans, we'll see you soon. Okay? All right. So that will be all for me today. I thank you very much for being with me, and we'll see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.